Whiplash is an uncomfortable window into the relationship between limitless expectation and absolute resolve. In order to achieve an outcome of perfection and therefore change what was assumed to be possible and become what Andrew deems as great, he also sacrifices the elements of his life that enrich his experience as a human. Andrew loses relationships, his family's approval, even his own humble resolve, and the whole film is building to the climax of whether or not that'll be worth it for him. If once he gets there, will he then have to become the monster, the tyrant that is the voice in his head, pushing him towards this impossible standard? Yes, Fletcher's crazy. Yes, he's abusive. But in Andrew's persistence to sit there in the pocket and receive that abuse in order to try and achieve an impossible outcome, Andrew is Fletcher's perfect dance partner. Whiplash is not just a film about abuse, it's about perfectionism and the psychotic demands of teachers who are self-aggrandizing enough to take responsibility for fostering literal perfection out of their students. But what makes Whiplash compelling is that Andrew is just as much of a psychopath as his teacher. He is a loyal participant to Fletcher's methods. He completely buys in, and Andrew only turns on Fletcher after Fletcher questions Andrew's ability to maintain the level of perfection that is being demanded of him. While Andrew is a victim of the teacher's emotional, homophobic, and physical abuse, he also becomes increasingly more selfish and myopic in his pursuit, just like Fletcher is. We see that in Andrew's outburst at the dinner scene, and him breaking up with his girlfriend, crashing the car, and then at the end, playing what he wants to play after Fletcher tries to sabotage him on stage. Andrew leans into that psychotic nature that he's been working towards the entire film. That is what's behind that look at the end, in my opinion. It isn't just an earned respect, it's an equilibrium. They recognize the reflection of insanity in each other in this mutual acknowledgement, not only as musicians, but also as people, that they're willing to do anything to succeed. There's no breaking point for either of them because they're both fucking gamers. More than perfectionism, tyranny, art, sacrifice, abuse, Whiplash is a film about the pursuit, and when they look at each other in the end, Fletcher accepts that Andrew is just as much of a psychopath as he is. But that isn't necessarily a good thing for Andrew. I love that scene where he says to Johnny Utah,
"Fuck off, Johnny Utah! Turn my pages, bitch!"
because it's so far removed from that meek, shy kid at the beginning of the film. But that change in him does feel authentic. We have watched what he has sacrificed and therefore what he has become as a result. Something that is debated is whether or not Andrew lost The Notebook on purpose. I think it speaks volumes to his shift in temperament that that's even up for debate. Maybe he saw that tiny opportunity and he took it, but regardless of intent, Andrew is becoming brash and abrasive because he feels entitled to that as he is taught by Fletcher. But there's one distinction here that gets glossed over. It isn't Fletcher's look that tells us the most about Andrew, it's his dad's. His dad's reaction in those final frames says it all. This look of absolute terror at what his son has become, an addict to the reckless pursuit of greatness.